Welcome again. In this session, we will talk about a myth popular in social media. Many people express their belief that if homes become more affordable, a larger share of the population will be able to buy homes. And this, according to them, will result in a better quality of life for the citizens. Hence, home becoming cheaper would benefit the nation as a whole. While this argument is correct, but not without a fallacy. The fallacy lies in the fact that while assessing national interest, this logic only considers interest of future home buyers. It neglects the interest of citizens who already own real estate. Secondly, besides impacting existing owners of real estate, falling home prices will also hurt interests of banks and housing finance companies, as the value of underlying assets they hold shall come down, and this would affect their asset coverage ratios. And if you think very deeply, falling home prices also create a disincentive for home buyers to repay their loans. Defaulting becomes an easier option for many borrowers. So banks are actually better off when home prices are continuously on the rise. And thirdly, why just banks? Even government loses out when property prices fall. Lower prices result in lower government revenues from GST, stamp duty, etc. And lastly, another very important negatively impacted segment is the redevelopment of old properties. Lower property rates would mean that the developers undertaking redevelopment of old buildings will now realize lower prices for the free sale area. Accordingly, in new redevelopment projects, developers would offer smaller rehabilitation units to the existing tenants. This will result in resistance from the tenants. As a result, one would see fewer redevelopment projects taking off, and the tenants in old buildings will be left with no choice but to stay in dilapidated buildings. So while lower home prices is a good emotional wish and an excellent political argument, but it also comes with its own baggage of problems. A future with declining property prices is an extremely complex situation, the impact of which is difficult to fathom.